Is it as simple as heating it up using sort of like mini nuclear explosive devices orbiting Mars, or is it solar satellites that redirect the sun's energy? What is the way to? I mean, we're talking about NASA's Escapade mission. We argue that it's the wrong direction to look at solar wind and how it's impacting the atmosphere. Obviously, all of this research will eventually lead to this idea of experimenting with science and physics on how we can recreate the atmosphere that we've lost and make the planet blue, which is a key part of making the planet blue again. So, what ideas do we have, or hypothesis, or research, or evidence, or receipts that suggest this is the best way that we can bring the atmosphere on Mars back?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm just taking a look at it now. Basically, I think what the idea is that we have to find a way to trap a tremendous amount of carbon dioxide on the planet.
Hmm.
If we can do that, that would make, hypothetically speaking, it would make the planet's atmosphere more suitable for plant life because plants love carbon dioxide.
Right.
And if plants are able to thrive there on the planet with all the abundant carbon dioxide, then I guess they can start producing oxygen for us to breathe. Now, look,
Mm.
I'm kind of a dummy on this, so I haven't done a whole lot of homework on this,
Yeah.
but I do know that this sort of thing would take centuries to do.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I think that's the one of the things we have to constantly push for is, are we maximizing and pushing the boundaries of physics and resources that we have to accelerate the bringing Mars back to life, and or are we not using the most resources? Are we pushing the boundaries of physics? If you think about Starship from an engineering perspective as a rocket, they are doing so much. There's tens and thousands of pushing the boundaries of physics in terms of what we know, what we can do with physics, and creating a fully reusable rocket that will take off every 5-10 minutes and land again and take off again. And it's doing all these, you got a 6 month window every 2 years for Mars to planet missions and logistics and ships and materials going back and forth. Um, um, if we apply that same philosophy with NASA and with research and people on Mars and the Mars coalitions and the Martians and the new government that is gonna eventually be formed on Mars, and they're trading with USA as a country, as Europe have a connection with Americans. And so, it's, are we pushing the boundaries of all of this to a point that we are maximizing and accelerating instead of, just sitting for centuries for that to happen?
Man, no, we're not. I think that there's so much navel gazing here on Earth. We're so focused on ourselves,
Yeah.
and I will credit Elon for being a visionary in this respect. And I know he's not the only one, but this line of thinking does inspire people. I think that sentiment changes dramatically once we land the first human there, because then
Yeah.
it's like, oh hey, we're here, we can get here. It's a realistic possibility. It's not just hypothetical anymore. We've done it.
Yeah.
Now, since we've proven the concept, now we lean into it and really start accelerating, again, technological innovation for the purposes of habitation on the planet.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that shifts a lot of the perspective that, we're here, and now, you know, this is all the other things that we can do now that we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and And I have a feeling that before humans get there, it's probably going to be robots and Tesla Optimus Prime robots that are going to get there first, and they're going to explore and understand and experiment.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. I want them to go up and do what the rovers aren't doing, which is, the rovers go and they take these. Gosh, not. Let me show you an image here, man.
It just feels like such old school thing to be doing is sending rovers in 2025. Why don't we have these sophisticated robots that are climbing, mountain peaks, and they're digging into snowfields, and they're, going down these caves and studying these caves. And
Yes, and rovers can only get us so far. Robots could, walk over to things and get closer and
touch and grab and feel. And
right, right.
and they don't need oxygen.
Let me see here. Right, they don't need oxygen. Where the heck?
I'm pretty sure Elon, while you search, I'll keep just speaking.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Elon did say that it's likely that the first species on Mars is going to be robots, not humans, if I call them species. Because it's a smart way to test a lot of things before you do send humans. But we also have to admit that what we're talking about, it's dangerous stuff. People are gonna die, discovering what's on Mars, and people are gonna contaminate what's on Mars, and it can get messy in many ways as well. And there's always gonna be missions that don't prioritize the indigenous Asian existence of what's on Mars, and we should, because we don't want to live in a world where we don't have this, pyramids, for example, in Egypt, right?
Right, man. Um, dude, okay. So, here we go. Here we go. Screen. All right.
I'm pretty sure the pyramids were built by Martians. I feel like they came over and they held all these people as slaves. They built the pyramids and they buggered off.
Man, it's possible. It is certainly possible.
What are we looking at here?
Well, this is a typical rover image. You just see a
Yeah,
rugged landscape.
yeah, I've seen many of these.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. Like, okay, we've seen this 100 times, 1,000 times. Now, Adnan, there's something in particular in this image that is not like the rest of it. Is there something in here that catches your eye that just doesn't seem like like it fits? Like it's just a little different than the rest of it?
Not to my eye. What do you see?
All right, let me put it this way. This is a rugged landscape,
Yeah.
but there's one thing in here that is not rugged. I'll give you a hint. It's in one of the corners.
I still can't see it. Point it out. Yeah, okay. What are we seeing there?
Let's take a closer look, shall we?
Yeah. Whoa, what is that? That's not like a rock. It's like a very, um, It's like a circle shape.
Doesn't look like a rock to me, man. And it's not part of the rover.
Are you sure this is like a real image and no one's fucking with us by dumping a photoshopped image on the internet?
I will say that the original image is okay.
That was freaky, man. It's
Can
like when
you
you see those images, you're like, whoa, what the hell is that?
yeah, this
And it looks so perfect that you would think with all the radiation and everything going on the atmosphere, something like that would have, worn out. But it
okay.
looks so perfect.
This is the original image. Now you can already start to see when you zoom in, what do you see? You see this grid overlay.
Yeah.
Okay? So I got a buddy in South Africa. His name is John Ward. And by the way, I think you should have him on your show because he's
Okay.
got a lot of stuff to show. Okay?
Yeah, I'd love to.
But
Just gonna
he
write his
will
name down.
yeah, and I'll show you his channel. He will take an image like this and use computer software to clean it up. Okay?
Oh yeah.
And let's see. He will oops. He'll take that and clean it up and make it pretty so that we get something a little bit more pristine like this.